Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live Interactive English. This is Shane.
And this is Karen. Today we are looking at a lesson called Playing in a Band.
Oh, that reminds me. I want to start a band, and I've been thinking about you recently to join the band.
You are kidding me.
Because I remember you are very musically gifted. You play all kinds of instruments.
That's right.
Like the electric guitar, the saxophone, the organ, right?
No.
That's not you?
I told you a million times.
Oh.
I play the flute,
Okay.
the piano, the ukulele, and
Okay, that'll work.
wait, I'm not done.
Oh,
I also play the tambourine.
Tambourine.
And also
Can anybody play the tambourine?
No, not everyone. I also play the triangle too.
Well, I think everyone can play the triangle, even me.
Really?
Actually, I bring my triangle with me everywhere.
You have a triangle with you.
Yeah. Hey, where's my little? Oh, whoa!
You can't really play it with your finger.
Hey.
Okay, well, you know what? It just so happens that I have a musical instrument with me too. I have the recorder.
What a coincidence! But you can't play the recorder. You said you can play the flute.
Well, I can definitely try.
Oh, okay.
Like you said, I am musically talented.
Okay, let's play something together.
Okay,
I'll follow you.
Okay, you follow me. Okay, ready? Okay, I will start with something easy first.
I can sing too, so give me something
you
I can
really?
sing. Yeah.
Okay. The first one is.
Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
How do we sound? Pretty good?
I think this is broken.
No, you need a rope or string. You can't be holding it with your finger.
What if I hold it very lightly? No, it doesn't work.
Okay, how about this one?
Okay. Oh, I know this is from the Light of Ray. I don't know. I give up.
How come it sounds a little bit off tune?
I give up. Let's just get into today's lesson, and we'll practice later.
But I really want to start a band.
Well, me too.
Tom is chatting with Jane after class.
Hey Jane, have you ever played in a band?
Actually, I have. I used to play guitar in a band, but I haven't played in a while.
That's great. We need a guitarist for our band. What kind of music do you like?
I'm into classic rock and alternative music. Some of my favorite bands are Queen, Pearl Jam, and Linkin Park.
Awesome. Our band is heavily influenced by those bands. Why don't you come to our next practice and see how it goes?
Sounds good to me. When and where is the practice?
We usually practice on Saturday at my house. I'll send you the address and exact time.
All right. So asking someone to join a band is the part of playing a band that we're doing now. There's two parts.
That's right.
So in this dialogue, Tom is chatting with Jane after class.
That's right. So we have our first vocabulary word here is chat. So that is a verb to chat. That means when someone chat, they talk to each other in an informal and friendly way. So if we are having a chat, maybe we can chat about the weather, we can chat about, hey, how was your day? How was class? We're not really talking about something that is too serious.
Right, or too formal, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So for example, I chatted with my best friend on the phone for 2 hours last night. So we were probably not talking about something too serious.
Right, just talking about whatever comes up.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm Tom, you are Jane.
All right.
So Tom begins by saying, hey Jane, have you ever played in a band?
And Jane says, actually, I have. I used to play guitar in a band, but I haven't played in a while. So she said that I used to play guitar in a band. That means she doesn't do it anymore, right?
Right. She hasn't played in a while, so she's probably a little bit rusty. Right? So when you haven't
needs practice.
Yeah, if you haven't practiced a skill that you have for a while, you could say that you are now rusty.
That's right.
Okay. So Tom says, that's great. We need a guitarist for our band.
Oh.
What kind of music do you like?
So
like what kind of genre of music do you play? Like genre just means that like category or type of music, right?
Exactly, like rock
Right.
or maybe pop. There are different kind of music.
Blues.
Like jazz. And Jane says,
K-pop?
no.
Yes.
Jane says, I'm into classic rock and alternative music. Some of my favorite bands are Queen, Pearl Jam, and Linkin Park.
Okay, so alternative music. So an alternative, right, is an adjective. It means it's something that is different from the usual things of its kind.
That's right.
Or the usual way of doing something, right? So if we have an alternative music, that means it's going to be different than the typical type of music, right? But in general, maybe when the music first came out, it was considered an alternative to something else. But then alternative music became its own genre of music.
That's right.
And actually became quite popular. Right? So it almost became the usual for a while, especially like in the 90s.
That's right.
So for example, you can say, my favorite alternative band is Radiohead.
Ooh.
That actually is my favorite alternative band, Radiohead. I love them.
Wow.
OK Computer, best album of all time.
Really?
Go check it out.
Okay, I'll Google that.
Okay, so Tom says, awesome. Our band is heavily influenced by those bands. Why don't you come to our next practice and see how it goes? So if we say see how it goes, this means we'll just check it out. We'll see maybe how you and I can play together. Basically, just try to get an idea if we can actually join a band together and play something that's not garbage.
Exactly. And it's important to get along with the people in the band as well, right? So Jane says, sounds good to me. When and where is the practice? It is very important to find out the location and also the time of the practice. And if you want to be in a band together, you're going to need a lot of practice together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So Tom says, we usually practice on Saturday at my house. I'll send you the address and exact time.
So he's going to send her the address. Address is where his house is or where that location is, right? Usually comes with the number and the name of the street.
Yeah, and of course the time is going to be important because you probably, I would think you want to pick a time that isn't going to bother your neighbors too much.
You're right.
Like if you're doing
going to
it
be loud
at night or early in the morning, it's probably best to do it kind of like maybe around dinner time or when you know everybody is awake.
Exactly.
Because I used to have a garage band. So we call that garage band is people who are practicing their band and their music inside their garage. Most people in America who have a house have a garage, and they would practice at really weird times. Like it could be early in the morning, but most of the time it was actually pretty late at night, after 10 p.m.
So it would probably bother the neighbors.
It bothered me. All right, why don't we take a little break? I'm going to calm down because just thinking of that really upsets me.
Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次的绘画主题是 Playing in a band。那么在第一段对话里面 ，Tom 下课后呢就在跟 Jane 聊天。他问 Jane 有没有参加过乐团。Jane 说以前呢有在乐团弹过吉他，可是现在已经好一阵子没弹了。 那现在可能就有点生疏了吧 ？Shane 老师他刚刚用到 rusty 这个字 ，R-U-S-T-Y，rusty 可以形容是生锈的，可是也可以用来形容是荒废的或是生疏的。那我们课文单字 chat 在这边当动词，表示聊天、闲聊。好 ，Tom 接着就提起呢，他们的乐团需要一名吉他手。那他也问 Jane 喜欢什么样的音乐 ，Jane 就说他喜欢经典摇滚，还有另类音乐，然后也列举一些他最喜欢的乐团，像是皇后乐团啊、珍珠果酱，还有联合公园。正好 Tom 他们的乐团也是深受这些乐团影响，所以他就邀请 Jane 来参加他们下一次练团。通常呢都是周六在他家练习。我们刚刚说另类音乐，我们用到单字 alternative 就可以形容是另类的或是非主流的。这个单字也可以当名词，表达可供选择的事物。Shane 老师在讲到音乐类型、音乐种类时，他则提到 genre，G-E-N-R-E，genre 表示类型、题材，还有提到 category，C-A-T-E-G-O-R-Y，category 表示种类或类别。接话课文中。
Tom is talking with Jane the following day.
Jane, there's a slight problem with our upcoming practice session. My neighbors complained to my parents about the noise, so we can't practice at my house anymore. Can you think of anywhere else we could practice?
You know what? My uncle is out of town. I'm pretty sure he'd let us use his garage.
Really? How big is it?
It's pretty spacious. I'll ask him later today and let you know.
Sure. If he says it's okay, let's try to meet around 2. That way we'll have enough time to set up and practice for a few hours.
Good idea. I'm excited to get started.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we had a dialogue between Tom and Jane.
Yes.
And Tom is starting a band and he wants to ask Jane to join him, right?
Right.
So
starting a band. That's
that
pretty
sounds
cool.
Very exciting.
Especially like when you're in like high school or something
Yes.
like that. Like starting a band is like
Very cool.
one of the coolest things to do. But I never did that because I wasn't that cool.
Aw. Okay, well, let's look at Tom and Jane. Now they're going to set up a practice session.
That's right.
So,
That's where we left off. They wanted to get the address and the time to meet. Okay?
Exactly. So Tom is talking with Jane the following day. So what does Tom say?
So Tom says, Jane, there's a slight problem with our upcoming practice session. Uh-oh. My neighbors complained to my parents about the noise, so we can't practice at my house anymore. Can you think of anywhere else we could practice?
That could be a problem, right? If your neighbors think that you guys are a little bit too noisy.
Yeah, so this could be a big problem, not a slight problem. So a slight problem just means like a small problem. If you say something is slight, it just means it's very small in degree or quantity. So this is not a really big problem. The degree is not that big, right? It's just a small or slight problem. For example, you can say, there's a slight chance of rain tonight. You could also say there's a small chance of rain tonight.
That's right. So it probably won't rain.
Yeah, it probably won't rain. Yeah, probabilistically, it won't rain. Okay, so this is a problem for them. If they're going to practice, they need a place to practice. And I guess his neighbor was somebody like me who was just like, you know what, I'm trying to relax. Sometimes I like to take a nap. I just want my neighbors to be quiet. I would definitely complain if somebody is playing next to me.
And that is our next vocabulary word, complain, and that is a verb. So if you complain about a situation, you say that you're not satisfied with it. You're not happy about it.
You're angry.
Yeah, exactly. You're very upset. So if they are being too noisy, the neighbors are going to tell them, say, I can't sleep. I cannot rest. This is not okay. You have to make some changes. So they are complaining. So for example, she complained to the manager about the poor service she received. So if you go to a store, you use their service, and you're not very happy with them, then you can talk to their manager.
You're gonna speak
it's
up.
not good enough.
Right. Is in fact, somebody complained about me, one of my neighbors who lived underneath me.
Okay.
Right? Like in Taipei, everybody lives in an apartment. So you can hear all of your neighbors. I mean, that's pretty normal.
That's true.
And she would complain that we were walking too hard.
Really?
Yeah, so we're like, well, okay, so at first she just said, I can just hear your footsteps. I said, well, okay, I can understand that could be annoying. So then we use slippers, like with the soft cushion. And she still complained. So we sent her a note with some earplugs,耳塞. And so earplugs, we said, we're really sorry. Maybe these could be useful for you. We'll try our best to be quiet.
And then was she okay with it?
She still complained, but there was nothing we can do.
That's true. You can't really walk on your tippy toes now, can you?
It's not my fault. Okay, so what does Jane say?
So back to the dialogue. Jane says, you know what? My uncle is out of town. I'm pretty sure he'd let us use his garage.
Garage band!
That's right. So the uncle is out of town. That means he's not currently in his house right now. So maybe he would let them use the garage, right?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have neighbors who are too close to him,
Exactly. Garage, usually we see a lot of people have garages in North America.
I don't think a lot of people have garages in Taiwan, especially in Taipei.
Exactly. That's usually the place where you park your car, right?
Right. Or play musical instruments.
Exactly, or start your band.
Or some people use them as kind of like a place to work too, a work area.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, so Tom says, really? How big is it?
And Jane says, it's pretty spacious. So if you describe something as spacious, that's an adjective. It just means that you have a lot of space. Right. It's very big. I'll ask him later today and let you know. So that would be a good solution, right? If the garage is very spacious, then it probably wouldn't bother the neighbors that much.
Awesome. So Tom says, sure. If he says it's okay, let's try to meet around 2. That way, we'll have enough time to set up and practice for a few hours.
And Jane says, good idea. I'm excited to get started. Okay, it sounds like everything is going to work out in the end, right?
Yeah, they have a place to practice, and I wish them the best of luck, and maybe one day we'll hear them on the radio.
Yeah, I really want to start a band. We should start practicing.
All right, definitely.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
好，第二段对话的小标题是 Setting up a practice session， 安排练习的时间。那 session 这个名词，它就可以表达某个活动的一段时间，或是表达一场集会的意思。好，那么在对话里面 ，Tom 邀请 Jane 来参加下一次练团，可是出了一点问题，他的邻居啊向他爸妈抱怨说太吵了，所以他们就没有办法在他家练团了。他就问 Jane 能不能想到其他可以练团的地方。Jane 说他叔叔不在城里，他很确定叔叔会让他们使用车库，而且那个车库还挺宽敞的哦。Jane 晚一点会问他叔叔，然后再回复给 Tom。那我们来看单字 slight。它是形容词，形容小的、轻微的。Complain 是动词，表示抱怨。Shane 老师提到说，他有被楼下的邻居抱怨脚步声太大。老师这时候有用到 underneath 这个介系词 ，under 后面加上 neath， 那这个介系词表示在什么什么的下方或是底下的意思。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习片语动词 set up。它做及物用的时候呢，可以用 set something up 或者是 set up something 去表达不同的意思。好，第一个呢，我们可以表达安排、策划，像是安排策划某个活动啊、会议等等。举例来说 ，I'll have my assistant set up a meeting for Wednesday。我会叫我的助理安排周三的会议。第二个意思呢，可以表达架设、安装，像是架设某个设备啊、机器等等。举例来说 ，Diane set up a camera to record her dance。Diane 她架设相机来录下自己的舞蹈。好，那么第三个意思呢，可以表达竖起、立起，像是立起帐篷啊、旗子等等。举例来说 ，Come on, let's set the tent up， 就是来吧，我们把这个帐篷架起来吧。 那第4个意思呢，可以表达设立、创建，像是设立某个组织啊、公司等等。例如 ，The foundation was set up in 1997。那个基金会是在1997年设立的。好，那么以上节讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Tom is chatting with Jane after class.
Hey Jane, have you ever played in a band?
Actually, I have. I used to play guitar in a band, but I haven't played in a while.
That's great. We need a guitarist for our band. What kind of music do you like?
I'm into classic rock and alternative music. Some of my favorite bands are Queen, Pearl Jam, and Linkin Park.
Awesome. Our band is heavily influenced by those bands. Why don't you come to our next practice and see how it goes?
Sounds good to me. When and where is the practice?
We usually practice on Saturday at my house. I'll send you the address and exact time.
Tom is talking with Jane the following day.
Jane, there's a slight problem with our upcoming practice session. My neighbors complained to my parents about the noise, so we can't practice at my house anymore. Can you think of anywhere else we could practice?
You know what? My uncle is out of town. I'm pretty sure he'd let us use his garage.
Really? How big is it?
It's pretty spacious. I'll ask him later today and let you know.
Sure. If he says it's okay, let's try to meet around 2. That way we'll have enough time to set up and practice for a few hours.
Good idea. I'm excited to get started.
No more, no less is Holiday Inn Express Taichung Park Hotel's business philosophy, illustrating their efforts of making traveling as fuss-free as possible. Taichung Park Hotel is next to Taichung Park, which is where Taichung's development began. In front of the hotel is a green belt, and within walking distance is a 100-year-old Japanese historical building. The hotel is near Yizhong Street, an area famous for delicious food. Taichung Station and Gancheng Station are also nearby. With convenient transportation, competitive prices, and quality service, Taichung Park Hotel is one of the most popular hotels for foreign visitors. The hotel provides convenient access to the internet. You can connect to the high-speed internet and get work done anywhere in the hotel. Taichung Park Hotel is equipped with thermostatic shower equipment and large showers to relieve guests of their fatigue. The hotel also offers both soft and firm pillows to ensure quality sleep for all guests. Famous local food is served at breakfast, including Taiwanese noodles with thick soup, scallion pancakes, and pork belly buns. Even travelers on business are able to enjoy a delicious local meal right at the hotel. To reduce carbon emissions and protect the environment, large glass windows are used to maximize natural light in the guest rooms. Translucent frosted glass is used in the bathrooms to decrease energy consumption. A perfect view of Huqing Pavilion is available to guests staying in the standard guest room with a garden view. Watch the city light up as the sun sets. You will find it glamorous and intoxicating.